Amazing. Normally,
Okay,
wait a minute until he says we're on.
Yeah, it just said.
it just said it, yeah, it said it on the Zoom thing. But-
Do your thing and I want Russ to be able to speak again.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Yeah, like I just said, I am in support of the program. I think it's an excellent program. But I am, from the beginning of the change, I am very upset about the way the former Board of Selectmen made this happen. I think it's just terrible the way they did it. It should have been a slow rollout. If it was even a good idea, it should have been a team effort between the Board of Selectmen and the Board of Health. And it should have been looked at on what the issues are, the financial issues of the town, and involving, with DEP, similar to the way they did a crash course on it, but to even educate the Board of Health as well as the selectmen on how the process works and how the pay-as-you-throw would benefit the town. I think and that's how DEP recommends that it be done, to involve the community and over at least a year or two to get community understanding and to get it done. But that being said, they didn't do it that way. As I think everybody in town knows that is in earshot of me, I was very opposed to the flat out trash fees that they were trying to push through. They wanted to just figure out what we were gonna pay, and it would have been a couple, $200 to $400 a household a year to get trash, and they weren't even sure of how to even do it, as you know. But, in fact, I had looked into the DEP, I said, all right, well, how do people do this? And because all kinds of boards were talking about how to make it work and, or how this is supposed to, how you do this and how communities have done it. The regular trash fee thing. And when I did my research.
Count your minutes here so we can let other people have the floor.
Oh, I know. And but I had sent an email in to the board and to the town administrator at the time, hey, you need to look at this pay-as-you-throw. This makes much more sense. And then it just went. And then they didn't just jump on, oh, Cindy, you come up with this great idea. They pushed it down and then they finally looked at it and said, well, it's better than what they were planning. But I like the pay-as-you-throw because it does cause people to reduce their use of trash. And it also causes, it's pay-as-you-throw, it's paying what I'm actually throwing away. And I think that in that regard, it is a good plan, and it will cover the cost of the contract, probably not fully until the second year of the program, because right now the contract.
We're on another subject here, Cindy, okay? I'd like to.
We're not on, I thought we were on trash, sorry.
We are on trash, but we're not discussing the pay-as-you-throw. We're discussing the fact that we already have a contract with Shaw's.
Right,
And the taxpayers are already paying for the contract in their taxes, okay? And this
Yes,
went over and above and the selectmen just.
I disagree.
Well, you're wrong, because I've been on the board 23 years. I know what I'm talking about,
Okay.
okay? Can I ask for Russ to step up and give his opinion? Okay, Russ?
Okay, I'm not entirely against paying for the bags, but there was a town vote at a regular voting thing. It was one of the questions, and it was voted overwhelmingly to have the trash pickup covered under our taxes. And that's why I'm here tonight to say something, because I don't believe the selectmen have the authority to do that without coming to the town for a vote. The selectmen can't do something that's already been voted. They can bring it back to the town again to have it voted again, but they can't just override a vote that was on the ballot box. And not only, it wasn't even a close vote. It was overwhelmingly in charge of not paying for the trash except for through taxes.
Do you remember what year it was on the ballot?
No, I don't. Time flies with me.
Okay,
I would say probably within the last 10 years, but
okay.
it really doesn't matter.
No,
Because it was a vote, and I
Yeah.
think the only way that you can override a vote like that is to go back for another vote.
Okay,
That's why I think they need to go back to day one and let us do it. There's also some issues. I called the selectman's office and they said, as long as you're paying for those bags, you can put 20 of them out there if you want.
Yeah.
I called Shaw's and Shaw says, nope, 64 or whatever it is for the limit. So nobody really knows what's going on. And it's nothing to do with the Board of Health. I know that. I know how it was done. So
Correct.
that's why I'm here to say that we didn't follow protocol.
Okay. I'm gonna take the floor if the board doesn't object.
Go ahead.
I've been involved since the first contract, which is approximately 15 years ago. And the Board of Health has always had the authority to take the bids, finalize the bids, sign the bids, and handle the trash contracts. In the previous, I'm gonna use the approximate number, 7 years, all of a sudden the Board of Selectmen have taken over the trash commitment to the Board of Health with no actual legal notice to the Board of Health. What is going on now is they're double dipping because the taxpayers are already paying the taxes for trash pickup, which is provided by Shaw's. Now, to go into this purple bag thing, they did this on their own free will and accord. They did not follow proper protocol. They never went to a vote of the town to see if this would be accepted by the town. And they're actually just shoving this down the taxpayer's throat. And I'm 100% in disagreement with that. I believe that there was a bunch of money coming in here through COVID that came up missing. All the stuff that's coming up missing. And we had money in the bank 7 years ago in excess of $1 million. And I've talked to previous select people and they've told me what was going on there. And all of a sudden we're in a deficit of $550,000. And they're trying to retrieve this through purple bags, which is not a happening thing. Town of Townsend is in trouble. We have to do something to rectify this for our taxpayers. And I'm going to ask the board to voice your opinion on what I've stated and what you know about what's going on. And we'll have further discussion after. Kristen, you can start.
So I agree with the chairman. I mean, with the program started, I mean, without the blessing, to put it that way, for the Board of Health. I think that we should retake the contract with Shaw's and have a further discussion later on or another moment with the pay as you throw. But I think we should maintain with the contract. And as the people of Townsend, they pay for their trash on their taxes. So why do double dipping, double payment on the bags? Plus, it doesn't make any sense.
That all you have to say, Kristen? That all you have to say? Okay, Paul?
This morning I took a ride around town and noticed 90% of the houses had recycling out, no trash bags. I'm wondering where the trash is going, first problem. And I'm wondering if this is actually working. In other words, I don't think people are using the bags. The town said we had to use 1.5 each person, 3,400, needed to use 1.5 bags a week for them to cover that $550,000 deficit. And I don't think we're hitting anywhere near that. Maybe 10 to 15% of people are using bags. From what I saw this morning, I took a 20-minute ride around. I knew Shaw's Row, and I was surprised, very surprised. They're putting out the recycling. Where's the trash going? Out of curiosity.
The trash is being mixed in with the recycling. That's where it's going.
Do you think
In many
that's
cases.
possible? That is
Cindy,
possible?
I'm sorry that you don't agree with what's going on here, but unfortunately, that's the way it is. You can have the floor, Cindy.
Okay, I just want to give my observations too about, because when this first started, I was riding around. I was mostly concerned with, did the word get out? That's the first couple of weeks of the month. Because I'm a Tuesday person, so I was one of the first victims.
Victim is a proper
I'm just
word. I
making,
like
I mean,
that.
I'm making a joke. I mean, I don't think of myself as a victim, but I was one of the first guinea pigs to, in my neighborhood to see what was going on. And there were, initially, there was a mixed bag of, I could tell that some people just didn't get the word because there was just the normal, my immediate neighbors like, oh God, they didn't get the word. I wish I told them. And, you know, I didn't see a lot of purple. And then, the second week, there was more purple. And the third week, we just had, the fourth week is this week, that, there's a lot more purple. I've noticed for me, the first time I put trash out was this week. And the reason is because they only have the 32-gallon bags, whatever the big bags. I'm one of those senior citizens that don't throw a lot of stuff away, and I live by myself. So I think I represent, a lot of, I hate to call myself elderly, I still can't get used to it. Us elderly people who are, but that live alone, that, we're not putting up, we just don't make that much trash, and I'm not gonna fill.
Cindy, we're here talking about the town in general, and there are a bunch of retirees here. I'm sorry for interrupting you, but what about all the people with children, all the people that are
Okay,
involved with everything else?
I was responding to what Paul said.
I gotta be a little bit of make this happen stuff, because I really don't like where you're going.
Well, what I'm trying to say is that I think just because there's no trash bags out doesn't mean that they're putting their trash somewhere else. They're just not putting out trash this week, but recycling is in the contract, that even if we have somewhere else to put our trash, the recycling is still in the contract, so we can put recycling alone out. And then my rate right now for myself is 1 bag per month, and I know I'm not alone in that, and as I drive around the neighborhoods, I'm seeing a mixed bag of different things. And I've even seen some people are still putting their trash in regular bags, and I'm like, oh, I know. And they've got multiple bags, so I'm like, oh, they've privately contracted, because they have a whole different, like, a lot of people have privately contracted with Shaw's. At the beginning of this, people got mad, I'm not gonna do the town stuff, and they signed up, and Shaw's has contracted with individuals on their own.
Don't you think that's
So they're not
unfair,
using
Cindy?
purple bags.
Don't you, they're already paying for this in their taxes, and they had to go out and buy toters and/or dumpsters from Shaw's because they didn't wanna pay for the purple
That's their
bags.
choice, because
That's their choice, and
they're paying a lot more.
they're already paying for this in their
And I
taxes, and you say that's their choice?
Yes, it's their choice to go off the town's thing, because I completely disagree with the double dipping, because it's just not.
But that's
true.
exactly what you're
That is
doing.
not what's happening, and
Hello?
purple bags are, for me, it's like, it would be $5 a month on average for me to pay through the purple bag. If I want to contract privately with Shaw's, it's $50 a month, and I can't afford to do that, so, I mean, this purple bag thing.
What about all the families that can't afford to do that, Cindy? I don't think you're being very rational this evening at all for the first time, so.
No, I think it's probably
And
the best
you're
program,
looking,
the
you're
best program
focusing,
we could probably have.
you're
because it's
focusing on
fair.
yourself
It's fair.
individually, you're not looking
No,
at the
I'm well
general
aware of the
town
people,
and all the people in town that have families that have to have the recycling and the trash.
and they still have the same two
But
bags.
why should they have to pay double when they're already paying for
They're
the
not,
taxes?
they're not,
Well, how the hell do you figure that?
they're not.
If they're already paying for the taxes and they gotta hire
They're
and
not.
pay for purple bags, they're double dipping.
They're not.
Okay, well, you're wrong and 100% in my opinion.
I
So-
think you're wrong, but
Oh, well, you make you think I'm wrong. You're not the first and you won't be the last. Paul,
I use an average now of 5 bags a week. I can get 2 trash bags in each one, and I put out 5. So I don't have to buy the overage anymore because I've already got them now. But mathematically, it's costing me a lot more. It would be cheaper for me to go to Shaw at this point than to do the purple bag. But
But
I'm
you should-
struggling. I'm trying to support the town. I'm trying to support my family. And it's horrible when you pay
and
$9,000
you will
a
support
year.
the town if
property
you don't put
taxes.
trash out, because as you negotiate the next contract, the tonnage, the tipping,
Mhm.
at the end of, as you guys need to start negotiating, but the estimated amount of trash is going to be less than last year
Mhm.
that he's picking up under the town's contract.
and that's
So,
gonna be
the
legitimately right
$800,000
because of the
should be
fact
going
that
down.
he's not taking everybody into consideration because so many people have their own private pickup right
Right.
now. And that's totally against the contract that was signed by the Board of Health all these years so that we were able to maintain Shaw's and keep things paid. And by putting these purple bags out, it's double dipping, no matter what you wanna say, Cindy, you are wrong. Wrong. Rusty, do you have any further comments?
A little bit. I went the other day to buy some more bags because I used my last one and nobody had any. I had to go all across town. I had to go to Selectman's office and they said, Hannaford's has them. So then I had to turn around and drive to Hannaford's to buy them. So it's not just the cost of the bags. They're not putting the bags where you can get them. They're not.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, we're
And the
into
small
a bunch
bag.
of.
Yeah, the small bags are not available.
Yeah,
it-
they're not gonna be available,
January.
they said till January.
Yeah, it's a mess.
So it shouldn't have been put in.
I had to go to
Yeah.
Hannaford's
There
in
was,
Lunenburg to get them.
Yeah, there was no public vote, there was
Townsend
no
bags?
public opinion, the selectmen just threw this down our necks.
I know.
McNabb's was out of them in the town hall. You couldn't buy them in the town hall.
Yeah, they were out of.
The only one that had them as of Monday, I think this week, was Hannaford's down in the harbor.
The liquor store, Townsend
mhm.
liquor store carries them now,
And I think the brick is on them too.
in the brick and,
Yeah.
okay, brick store.
They're even,
Okay, at this time, I'd like to shut public comment off. And I'd like to ask the board if you have any opinion on whether we should go back to giving Shaw's full control of trash again, or whether you think we should still be using these purple bags at double dipping.
I think we should give control to Shaw's as it was before.
I agree,
You agree?
yes.
So both of you agree, and I agree also to give full control back to Shaw's.
Yes.
Now, I'm gonna ask for a motion to make sure that we communicate with Shaw's to give full control back, so nobody's gonna worry about whether they got a purple bag or a trash bag.
I submit a motion to give full control to Shaw's with the trash program.
Okay, can I get a second on that?
I seconded, although
All in favor?
I
Okay,
we
Hello.
want to,
how you doing, ladies and gentlemen? We actually just wrapped up this meeting. So, there's no more public comment and we just had a vote with the board here, so I'm gonna ask for a motion to adjourn.
I submit a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Okay,
I second
seconded,
that.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Thank you very much, everybody. We started at 6, ladies
You guys
and
are-
gentlemen.
No,
Yeah, well,
I-
we couldn't get a quorum.
Oh,
We didn't get a
really?
quorum, Yeah.
Yeah.
So we thought we'd come down and see this meeting.
All right, well, we just voted on going back to Shaw's full time. That's what we're going to do.
You don't need the purple bag.
And, I expected more people to come and attend, but they didn't, so I'm gonna make the phone call tomorrow morning.
Okay.
And we're gonna terminate these purple bags. Townsend is in big trouble right now because of the fact that we are in debt.
Well, we're all.
But, yeah, but how are we gonna pay for?
We can't, the state's gotta take us over. I know it's still being recorded. Shut the
Okay.
recording off, please.
Yeah.